You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew, and welcome back to another Yankees season. I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with the compadre Grace Monroe this morning. Grace, how are you feeling? Yankees baseball is back. Let's go.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes.
And a Happy New Year. It is baseball time. We made it, everybody. We have something to do every night. It's Yankees baseball. It's the
Yankees
best time
baseball
of the
is
year.
back.
Absolutely.
No, I'm excited. Like you said, we have something to do now every night, besides hanging out with our significant other, right? The New York Yankees are back. The chase for 28 is upon us. Let's do the roll call real quick. Let's shout out the chat. One of the best chats that are out there on the YouTube or in the YouTube world. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Keith Saunders in the building. Keith, I'll see you Sunday, my guy. Salute to my brother from another. We got Chris Perez Jr. in the building. Chrissy Perez, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you. Appreciate the bacon's in the name. You feel me? Shout out to you, Chris. Get your bacon in the morning. Nathaniel Crenshaw is in the building. Nate, how you doing? Salute. We have Anna Marie in the building. Our good friend Anna Marie. FL Divers in the building. And Theo Nosebleed section. How you doing? Richie Squires is in the building. Richie. I hope all is well. We got the Yankee gear. Yankee gear is in full effect. Grace, we got our friend Ace backstage. Grace, we ready to rock out with our friend Ace. Ace, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you ready to rock out. So I'm gonna switch it to the 3 cam. How you doing, Ace?
What's good, guys? Thank you guys for having me on. Grace had alluded to it. I've said it before. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Opening day is officially upon us. Like you said, the chase for 28. Let's fucking go, New York Yankees.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Grace.
Yeah, one of my favorite traditions in baseball is telling your fandom each other Happy New Year on opening day. I just think it's so cool. It's a whole new year. It's full of hope. It's full of possibilities, and we all start with a batting 1,000, right? So here we go. I'm so excited. And thanks for being here, Ace. It's great to have you. And also, y'all, we did not plan the pinstripe theme, but we all know exactly what time it is. Okay? So
we didn't plan this, but at the same time, it was a given, right?
Exactly.
It's opening day for the New York Yankees, right? As much as I love my anime t-shirts, as much as I love my nice little button-ups, as much as I love looking nice and dapper, I had to throw on the Yankee pinstripe jersey because it's Yankees opening day. Mo Money is in the building. Mo, how you doing? My guy Becker's in the building. Hey, Becker, how you doing? Yo, Beck, drop that Discord link, my guy. Let's go. Before we continue as well, I just want to say, Yankee fans that are going to the stadium, be careful. I know it's opening day. I know we're all excited. I know some people are going to start drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11:15. Shout out to my guy Keith McPherson. His watch party actually starts at 11, right? So if you guys are going to be out there enjoying the festivities for today, just be responsible, right? Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. I know this is the first day of the baseball season, but let's act like we've been here before. Let's act like we've been in Yankee Stadium before. Let's act like we've been in the house that Derek Jeter built. Yes, I said it. Derek Jeter built that new house over there on 161 River Ave. We got Carlos Rodon on the bump for the New York Yankees. We're going to talk predictions, not only for this game, but for the season, right? Guess what? We ain't got no graphics. Why we ain't got no graphics? Because I woke up late this morning trying to make my graphics, right? So just, don't kill me, everyone. So what I will say is that they haven't put out a lineup yet. We're still waiting for the official lineup to be put out there or to be released. But we kind of know that Austin Wells will be leading it off. Grace, I want to toss it over to you. Let's talk about Austin Wells, LB Gote, leading it off for the New York Yankees. Go ahead.
I'm so excited to see what Austin Wells is going to do this year. I have nothing but the highest hopes for him. Sophomore year, But here's the thing. Last year, he didn't start off as the starting catcher, okay? This year, he knows this is his job, this is his team, this is his rotation. He knows the pitchers inside and out. That's all going to be old hat to him. It's the offense that's going to come around. We're going to witness his bat in full effect, which has been his scouting report for years. And this year, it's going to come to fruition. So I'm so excited to see what Austin Wells is going to do. Leading off, are you kidding me? Leading off, an American League catcher leading off, and he's headed to the All-Star game. Let's just call it what it is. It's opening day, baby.
I know you probably can't hear it, but there's some Dembo music blasting in the background. That's why I'm dancing. Go ahead, Ace. Same question going your way, brother.
First time in Yankee history that a catcher's leading off opening day. You know what I'm saying? Let's make history this year. I'm with it. Austin Wells, that bat from the left side, you know what I'm saying, mixing things up between Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger as well. I'm looking for a big year out of him. You know, Rookie of the Year candidate. Probably would have got Rookie of the Year last year if he played the entire season, if he didn't have to split time with Jose Trevino. But he did, you know what I'm saying, came up as an emerging good player for us. I'm also looking at him to give us great production from behind the plate as well. Much improved catcher. That's a part of the game that a lot of people don't talk about with Austin Wells, how he has improved behind the plate. Has a good arm, has improved framing. Me as a former catcher, I look at his footwork, that type of stuff. I've been very impressed with him. Looking to take that step forward, and he could be one of these young guys that propel us forward to maybe number 28.
I just want to shout out my guy, Mr. Caleb Vasquez in the chat. Caleb, I'll see you at the stadium. Like I said on the last show, Caleb and I are going to be doing a lot of interviews outside of Yankee Stadium. I will be there later on today for opening day. I will be at my good friend Keith McPherson's watch party. So if you guys are out, if you guys are going to be out and about, if you guys are going to be by Yankee Stadium, look for me. I'm the Puerto Rican with the beard, all right, and the Yankee hat. I know there's a bunch of Puerto Rican with beards and Yankee hats walking around the Bronx, but just know one thing. I'm the only one that matters. So if you see me at the stadium, make sure you guys tap on me so we can have a nice conversation, take some pictures. But to both of you guys' point, when it comes to Austin Wells, El Bigote Dominicano, Austin Wells, right? When it comes to Austin Wells, like you said, Grace, coming into the season last year in his rookie year, he had to battle for that spot, right? He won it against Jose Trevino. Shout out to Jose Trevino as well. I know he's just signed a 3-year extension with the Reds. Get your money, Jose. Jose Trevino, our amigo. And Austin Wells won that job last year. He caught over 100 games at that catcher position. I think he DH'd like twice last year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2 or 3 times. But we saw in that sample size, it was like a month and a half to 2 months, where Austin Wells was the cleanup hitter. Austin Wells was the protection in the lineup. From Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. In that time frame, Austin Wells was a 280 hitter. He had an on-base percentage that was over 330. That's why the Yankees want him in the leadoff spot, because of his on-base percentage. And he was a big bat for us during the summertime when we needed him, right? What version of Austin Wells will we see in his sophomore year? Will we see the Austin Wells that tired out in the postseason? Or will we see that Austin Wells that was a real contributor in the middle of the lineup? I'm looking for the latter. I'm hoping for the latter. When it comes to Austin Wells, I know he's going to be prepared. I saw him working in spring training. I expect big years from the young Yankees. Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, and Jason Dominguez. You like that, Grace?
Yes, I do. Austin Wells could get our team off to a hot start the same way that Juan Soto did last year. Came in, guns blazing, as we say in Texas. Oh my God, type shit. But yeah, come in, guns blazing. He is super hot right now. We've all seen him in spring training. Cody Bellinger, super hot as well. If we start we hit the ground running, as they say, and we start stacking up some wins at the very beginning of the season, and we get that ball rolling, it could be huge for this team. Absolutely huge. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
right
Ace.
there with you both. Like, he's a young guy that could be a cornerstone piece for us, you know what I'm saying, going forward. You know, the Yankees have always kind of had that, name catcher that we've had, and he could be it, and I'm looking for a big year from him. obviously, he's going to make sure he's going to have to be in good condition as well, because leading off, you're going to get those extra at bats. And then immediately right after, the top of the first inning, he's got to rip that catcher's gear off and get ready to at bat. So, he's going to be under some pressure this year, but I think he'll be able to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, no, 100%. There will be pressure, right? It's pressure playing for the Yankees. It's pressure with the pinstripes, right? One thing we know, the pinstripes are heavy, Ace. Great quote. But one thing we know is that pressure can either break pipes or make diamonds. And when you look at these young kids that we have, Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells, you could throw Jazz Chisholm in there. They were in the World Series last year with the New York Yankees, right? I know they had their struggles. They had that misplay in Game 5 that everybody loves to bring up. Nathaniel Crenshaw's going to bring it up any second, right? But it's the experience that they got. Experience, it's something you cannot put a price on, right? You could read all the books in the world. You can have all the knowledge in the world. You could go to school to become a doctor. If you don't have the on-field experience in the proper settings, all that knowledge is just a waste, right? You have to have the experience, and that's something that Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, because he was on the bench as well, and Jazz Chisholm got last year, and it was important that they got that experience in the World Series. Let's see what happens this year. I want to shout out some more people before we continue. My God, D-Rod is in the building. D-Rod, how you doing? He says, a Rican at Yankee Stadium with a beard. Definitely not a Boricua needed in a haystack, right? Absolutely, D-Rod. Shout out to my guy, D-Rod. Appreciate you. Tina's in the building. Our good friend Tina, how you doing? Mi hermano Ghost de la Isla's in the building. Ghost, how you doing? We have Old Sarge in the building. Old Sarge, get your war guns, because Old Sarge is upset that Austin Wells is leading off. Shout out to Old Sarge. Appreciate you in the building. Cheesy Soul Cakes as well. Cheesy, even though he's a Met fan, he can celebrate over here because it's baseball season. Yankees and Mets, they open the season today. Yankees are at 3:00. The New York Mets are at 4:00. Later on tonight, Theo, Al, and friends will be on. The fellas from WFAN, Al Cintron, Pete Kennedy, Anthony Gallo. They got some guests coming on, right? We got Dexter Henry coming on. We got some other Rami from WFAN will be on as well. So make sure you guys are tuning in. I'll be in the chat as well. I'll be joining up with them. It's going to be a good conversation. We got a long day of baseball, but now we got to talk about, since Sarge put it out there, Aaron Judge and the 2-hole. I know we touched on it a little bit, Grace, so I'll let Ace lead us in the conversation. When it comes to number 99, Ace, Aaron Judge, the big fella, what is your expectation for our guy? Will he carry the Yankees this year, and can he lead the team by himself?
I don't think he's going to have to lead the team by himself, but we do need him to be Aaron Judge. Now, he put out a monumental season last year, and a couple of years before that. We can't expect that every single year. If he goes out and gives us 40 to 50 home runs, great. He's the captain of this team for a reason. Putting him in the 2-hole, I actually prefer that old school style of baseball where he's in the 3-hole, but the analytical approach will tell you, get him that extra at bat, put him right there. To split the lefties between Bellinger and Wells, I'm okay with that. I think this is a big year for Aaron Judge. We all know what happened. The tremendous amount of pressure, him, top of the 5th inning on the big stage. Maybe him experiencing that propels him to step it up this year and have himself a great year and a strong postseason, along with, the congratulations to him on the birth of his child as well. Those are life-changing things that kind of put your life into perspective and kind of take the pressure off. So maybe he goes out there and balls out, but we're definitely going to need him to be Aaron Judge. As far as carry the team, I don't think so, because unlike last year's team, I definitely think this team is deeper. And we have other guys that can step up, like Austin Wells, Volpe, a full year of Jazz Chisholm as well. Cody Bellinger's looked phenomenal. Paul Goldschmidt has looked good too. So I don't think he's going to have to carry the load as much, but we need him to be Aaron Judge, especially early on, because our schedule does get brutal towards the warmer months. Our schedule is a little bit favorable in the beginning and towards the end. So we need him to get off to a strong start.
Copy. Respect. Folks in the chat, we got over 80 people in the building rocking out with us. On YouTube, we're sitting at 40 people. So if you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. I want to shout out the lovely girlfriend, Alex Campos, with the guidelines for Uptown Sports TV. No hate speech or bullying will be allowed or tolerated. If you violate the terms and services of YouTube, you will be ejected and be removed from the chat without warning. This is intended to be a safe space so we can talk sports. Go ahead, Grace. I'll let you you cook up? Because I know you got a plate of food you about to serve right now.
No, I was just gonna say, I think that Aaron Judge is gonna remind everybody who the fuck he is, okay? Because everybody was crying about losing Juan Soto, okay? And when I say everybody, I mean myself too. We're all crying about it, right? But here, let me say this. Aaron Judge is him, and don't forget it. He's still on the team, and I feel like he has something to remind everybody of, not to prove necessarily, but just to keep standing on his business, which he has been doing for years, putting up literally, not an exaggeration, the greatest season by any right-handed batter of all time. This guy has been the best hitter in 100 years from the right side, okay? I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. You can look up the numbers. I mean, the numbers. And oh my God, I just got totally distracted.
He's
remembering.
the best player in the game.
He is. Thank you. I'm going to get back on track. So, Aaron Judge has had so much pressure on him the last few years. Think about the 2022 Yankees when he hit all those home runs and how the lineup felt at that time. Think about the 2023 Yankees. Oh, God, hold your nose when you think about them. And then the 2024 Yankees was the Soto and Judge show, pretty much, except when Stanton came back and at the end of the season and in the playoffs, of course. But this year, it's the MVP show, and it's not just Aaron Judge. You have MVP Cody Bellinger. You have MVP Paul Goldschmidt. You have MVP Aaron Judge, and you have MVP Giancarlo Stanton, who's going to be coming back, knock on wood, in a few weeks, okay? So, in a handful of weeks. So, what I'm saying here is, of course there's going to be pressure on the captain. There always is pressure on the captain, but hopefully, maybe, a little bit less this year, because the lineup is longer with more MVPs to help carry that load. Yeah. We're going to find out, is that going to allow Aaron Judge to relax a little bit more? Are we going to see him playing a little bit more loose? What's going to happen? We have to stay tuned and see. It's hard to imagine him having a better season than he had last year. Literally the best season of all time, literally, for a right-handed hitter. But if we get 85% of that, and we have 3 other MVPs in the lineup, we're going to win a lot of baseball games.
Yeah, no, definitely. When you look at Judge, right? Is there going to be pressure on Aaron Judge? Yeah. I think this would probably be the most pressure-packed season that Aaron Judge has played for the New York Yankees, even dating back to when he was chasing 61 or 62 when he hit 62 home runs. I think this season would be a lot more expectations on Judge. 1, you got the Juan Soto signing, losing Juan Soto going to Queens. 2, you got the World Series, that bad taste in the back of his mouth and the back of the mind of every Yankee fan that is going to that stadium today. So I think this season, Aaron Judge is going to have more pressure on him than he's ever had going into a Yankee season. I agree with you, Grace and Ace, that this lineup is way better than it was last year and years before. When you look at the length in this lineup, will Cody Bellinger be that bat in the lineup with Aaron Judge? Will Paul Goldschmidt be the second half hitter that we saw last year? There's a lot of questions and a lot of question marks in this Yankee lineup, right? But I think if everything goes right, and if everything goes the Yankees' way, I think you'll have big season out of the 2 free agents that we brought. Well, not free agents, out of the 2 guys we brought in, and those other young guys that we mentioned, the Jason Dominguez, the Anthony Volpe, the Austin Wells. We have a lineup right now where 4 of our guys, including Judge, are all homegrown talent. This is all homegrown talent, the majority of the players that are in this Yankee lineup. So I'm excited for it. I want to shout out the chat before we continue. My guy Sean Browning is in the building. Future, how you doing, Future? Hector says, do you think Boone will rest Judge early because of a long run in the playoffs? I think Judge will see a lot of time in the DH spot, especially with Giancarlo Stanton out. We know early in the season, Aaron Boone likes to rest Aaron Judge. You know, he doesn't like to play him in a night game and the day game the day after, right? So I think you'll see Aaron Judge for the first month of the season be DHing a lot, and it's a nice way to keep his legs fresh while starting the season, if you get what I'm saying. My guy Harrison is in the building, even though he's a Red Sox fan. Shout out my guy Harrison. Love my guy. Appreciate you, Harrison, for tuning in. My guy Hector is in the building at Tecayo. Hector, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Shout out to my guy Sean Browning. I don't want to forget Sean Browning. Old Sarge says, bullshit, Grace. You didn't convince us. You got to put on that real war face for today, Grace. All right? We need the war face. Shout out to my guy Kev 85 in the chat. Kev, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Who else we got in the building before we start? Juanito is in the building. Juanito Giants 21. Appreciate you, mi hermano de la isla. Let's go Giants. Let's go Yankees. The Giants got a couple of new quarterbacks. I'm pretty excited. Let's see what happens in the draft. But now, shifting gears to the next topic, we got to talk about Rodon. Carlos El Don is on the mound for the New York Yankees. Grace, I'll toss it over to you. What are your expectations for Carlos Rodon this year? And I think he's going to have a big year. But I'll toss it over to you, Grace. What's your thoughts for Los real quick?
I saw Ashley Rodon posted something on Twitter last night, a picture of her man with a little shadow going on, standing on the mound. It's quite an honor to be the opening day starting pitcher in the Bronx in the pinstripes. I do believe this is Rodon's first time doing that. So I expect him to be emotionally charged today. We've seen that out of him before. He's a very passionate athlete. And what we all want from him is to channel that passion into lights out baseball. And I think that I want to believe that he unlocked something in the playoffs last year that helped him get a hold of how to calibrate himself to do that. So that's what I'm going to be looking for from him today. I know it's not a postseason game, but it kind of has an atmosphere of like that opening day in the Bronx. So that's what I'm going to be looking for from him today, hoping he's going to have a great year.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful day. The sun is out, you know. I know it's like 30-something degrees last time I checked. Let me just double check right now because I'll be leaving the house within an hour. It's 41 degrees right now. So make sure you guys bundle up. Dress for the weather and the season. 41 degrees. You know, I'll be wearing some sleeves, maybe wearing my coat as well. But Ace, I'll toss it over to you. Let's get your takes when it comes to the big Don Carlos.
We need a big year from him. It's as simple as that. Last year, little misleading. Didn't have a terrible year last year, all things considered. Still got 16 wins. The ERA was a little bit higher than what I would have liked it to be, but you know, it happens. He's a guy that can absolutely shove when he's, you know, on his A game. And we're seeing a different Carlos Rodon. This is bearded Carlos Rodon now, baby. So we don't know what's going to happen. But there is a lot of pressure on him. He's got to be that number 2. He went into the year, you know, before the Garrett Cole injury, thinking he was going to be a number 3, possibly number 4 with Luis Hill. But now he's thrust into that number 2 spot. And the number 1 in opening day, he is right now our number 1. But, you know, when things get going, he'll be behind Max Fried. But it's a lot of pressure on him. I think he should be able to rise to the occasion. We needed him to go out there and, like Grace had alluded to, he pitched decent in the playoffs. Like we've seen a couple of times where, you know, the energy was high in the first inning, and then all of a sudden it kind of got deflated. He's going to need to pace himself. But then I'm looking at a guy like Austin Wells to kind of control and dictate the situation, lead him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Year 2, you know, be that leader. But we're going to need him to step up until at least some of the reinforcements get back. So I expect a good, solid year from Mr. Rodon.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Anna Marie, shout out to you. Anna Marie says Rodon, 6 innings, 7 Ks, 3 walks. Yankees win 5-2. I'll take that line right now. If Carlos could go out there, especially the first start of the season, give us 5 or 6 innings, keep his pitch count low, get it over to the bullpen. Devin Williams in the Bronx. I'll be excited to see that. I want to shout out some more people. My guy Cheesy Showcase says, I am a Hector fan for real, for real. No, I'm a fan of you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are following my guy Cheesy Showcase. Old Sarge said it's a joke, Grace. It's from Full Metal Jacket. I think you got the reference.
I was like, huh? I don't get it.
Yeah, that went over my head too.
Okay, good. Thank God. I was like, I don't get it.
Oh man, shout out to It's Over in the chat as well, who says everyone is picking the Red Sox. The Red Sox this, the Red Sox that, blah, blah, blah. They're winning the pennant and making it to the World season. It's coffin season for the Yankees, blah, blah, blah. And I want to put a pin.
They also picked the Orioles last year too.
In that comment, I was just about to say they also picked the Orioles last year, and we saw how the Orioles faded in September. The same Orioles that all the young players, best minor league system in all of baseball, all this young talent, the same hype that they're giving the Red Sox right now. But
are you talking about the Orioles who haven't won a postseason game since 2013? Those Orioles?
Who?
The Baltimore Orioles who haven't
barely
won a
scored runs in the playoffs
game? Yeah. Okay, just checking.
All right, yeah, just making sure. But I'm gonna put a pin in this because I want to come back to this. When it comes to Carlos, I expect him to have a solid year this year. Like you said, Ace, bearded Carlos is on the mound for the New York Yankees. We're going to see that vintage Carlos that we saw in San Francisco that made the Yankees want to sign him. But before that, right, I feel year 3, Carlos Rodon, the first year he was dealing with the back injury, right? Last year, like you pointed out, he started the season, he had an 8-2 record in his first 10 starts of the year. His ERA was under 3. We was having conversation, is Carlos Rodon going to make the All-Star team? That's how solid he started the year last year. Then he had a 10-game stretch where his ERA was over 7. It got bloated. Then it came back down to reality. Like you pointed out, he did win 16 games. That ERA was a little bit high, but I expect Carlos Rodon to bring that ERA down. Every year that Los has been here, he has gotten better from the year prior. His first year, dealing with injuries. Last year, way better than his first year. And I am expecting this third season to be better than his second year and his first year with the Pinstripes. I think he's comfortable. I think he's found his rhythm with the Yankees. I think now that Mac Fried is there and they took a little bit of pressure off of Carlos Rodon, I know Garrett Cole's going to be out, so he has to step up. I do expect Rodon to have a solid year. Shout out to my guy Future. Says, Hector, sign my hat. Appreciate you, Future. Shout out to my guy Future. Anthony Ribeiro says, Hector, please refer to Boston as the Dead Sox, all right? They have done little to challenge the Yanks this season. Enough said. Anthony Ribeiro, say it with your chest, my guy. I appreciate you. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. D-Rod says, Sarge, I got that joke. It's okay. Matthew Modine. Shout out to the Matthew Modine reference at 10:30 in the morning. Shots fired, like Anna Marie says. Now, I want to go back to this comment, right, from It's Over. Talk about the Red Sox. And I understand the Boston Red Sox. They have a phenomenal farm system, right? The young players that are coming up, amazing farm system. But the one thing that I want to point out is that the same way how the New York Yankees, our starting rotation, has question marks, it's the same thing how the Boston Red Sox starting rotation, they have question marks. What is Walker Buehler going to be like battling injuries and coming back from injuries? What is Garrett Crochet going to be doing? Or how is Garrett Crochet going to pitch when he's expected to pitch more than 140 innings for the second time in his career? Everybody thinking that Garrett Crochet is going to win the Cy Young Award. I want to ask you, Ace, when was the last time there was a Cy Young winner that pitched less than 160, 170 innings? When was the last time that happened?
Can't recall that at all.
Can't recall that, right? There's no way, or you shouldn't have your expectations that Garrett Crochet takes a major leap. He pitched 140-something innings last year. Normally, when a pitcher is building up on innings, especially a young pitcher like Garrett Crochet, the next year, they throw 20 to 30 extra innings on top of it. He pitched 140 innings last year for the first time. Last year was the first time he ever pitched more than 100 innings because he was a reliever before. The Red Sox, they know how valuable we know how valuable pitching is in Major League Baseball, period. Especially young pitching that is cost effective for your franchise and your organization. Garrett Crochet doesn't cost that much. I know he has an extension down the line, but the Red Sox are going to treat this young man with kid gloves. They are not going to let Garrett Crochet pitch over 190 innings. Because if you think about it, the regular season, if he was to win the Cy Young, 180 innings, if they were to go to the postseason and go to the World Series, that's an extra 20 to 30 innings on his arm. Are we supposed to believe Garrett Crochet is going to make a leap? 140 innings one year to close to 200 innings the next year? I just don't see it. To me, I just don't see it. Maybe it's because I'm a biased Yankee fan and I hate everything Boston. I hate the fucking Red Sox. I hate the New England Patriots. I hate the Boston Celtics. I hate that fucking clam chowder that they have in New England. I hate it all.
Yep. I'll also add that song too, "Sweet Caroline." Get that out of here. Never want to play that shit
Facts.
in my
Facts.
car. That
I actually got somebody upset at me when I was working at a supermarket when like the Boston Marathon bombing happened. Because he was wearing a Red Sox jacket, and I was like, "Oh, boo, the Red Sox, boo." He's like, "How can you say that when that just happened in Boston?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my guy. I'm sorry. Do you want to fucking get drunk and sing "Sweet Caroline"? I apologize."
Oh my God. When I was in Jamaica last month, they were like, "Oh, you're from the States?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "We got a song for you." And they played Sweet Caroline. Y'all, and I was trying to be nice because they were like trying to connect and everything. And but I was on the inside, I was like, "Oh hell no." I was like,
I gotta say, out of all the songs for them to play in Jamaica,
I know.
they played "Sweet Caroline." That is hilarious.
And I had to be like, "Yeah," because I was trying to be nice, but it was hard. It was really hard.
No, the awkwardness. No, but again, the Boston Red Sox. I hope they're good because when the Red Sox and the Yankees are both good, that makes baseball so much better. We haven't had that Red Sox and Yankees rivalry since the mid 2000s. We haven't had that since the Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, Derek Jeter, A-Rod days. That rivalry hasn't been there. I know it sparked a little bit between like Joe Kelly and Tyler Austin, but those are some random players from both franchise history and stuff like that. We need the Red Sox rivalry back. And hopefully this year we have it. Because when the Red Sox and the Yankees are good, it makes baseball better. When the Mets and the Yankees are good, it makes baseball better in New York City. I want to see competition. I just don't want to automatically assume that we're going to the postseason. I want to see competition. I want there to be banter back and forth between fan bases. I like that. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a lunatic.
Yeah, I do think the Boston Red Sox are gonna be a little feisty this year. We're the better team than them. It's as simple as that. Even with the losses that we've had in injuries, it might have closed the gap, but I still think we're the better team in the AL East. Toronto could be a little feisty as well, but Boston, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Devin Williams or Aroldis Chapman? Let's be honest. Would you rather have the Airbender or yeah? Come on.
When Garrett Crochet is on the mound, I expect it to be a tough 3 innings.
Yeah, it's real difficult 3 innings.
3 innings. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's cute. They got one player I shouldn't say one player, but they got one big name in 5 years, and they're all going crazy. We're going to go to the World Series, and I think it's real cute. Real cute.
I want to shout out D-Rod in the chat that says, did they play the steel drums? D-Rod, FYI, they're called steel pans, right? The origins of them are from Trinidad and Tobago, where my grandfather's from. So growing up on Atlantic Ave and Franklin, there was a mechanic shop that used to make those drums. And I used to go with my grandfather when I was younger to go there and watch them do it. So shout out to all the West Indies that are in Brooklyn right now. Shout out to you, D-Rod, as well in the chat. I appreciate you. Switching gears, because you brought up Devin Williams. Let's talk about the bullpen. I know our starting rotation, it has its question marks, right? Garrett Cole, I understand that. Luis Hill, Clark Smith as well, who I have on my fantasy team. Hopefully he comes back good. But Clark Smith as well. Those are 3 main contributors from our starting rotation. So when I ask you, Grace, sorry, just music started playing in my headset. I want to ask you, Grace, when it comes to this bullpen, expectations for Devin Williams, expectations for Luke Weaver, because I still believe, even though this bullpen is dealing with injuries, we have the best bullpen in the American League, maybe in all of baseball. So I'll toss it over to you, Grace. Let's get your take, and then kick it back over to Ace. Folks in the chat, let us know your thoughts as well when it comes to this Yankee bullpen.
I was just thinking about this when we were talking about Rodon. It came into my mind that I foresee Aaron Boone leaning on the bullpen quite a bit in the beginning of the season because, knock on wood, put a circle of salt around you. I don't know what, light a candle. We can't let anything else happen to the rotation.
Yeah.
Like not one more thing can happen to our starting rotation. Like it is being held together by gum and scotch tape right now. Mm-hmm. and we cannot have another big person go down. So I think because of that, they will lean on the bullpen, which is probably our team's greatest strength overall. So because of that, I do think we're going to see them leaning on the bullpen quite a bit, especially early in the season until we get Schmidt back at least, and probably Heel. At least hearing something about Heel. And don't forget, our bullpen, not only do we have Devin Williams, the airbender, not only do we have Luke Weaver, the dream weaver, not only do we have all these amazing guys, and I can't go through, I could go through the whole list, but I won't. We're going to add Jonathan Loaizaga back at some point. So as nasty as our bullpen is right now, it's going to get even funk nastier as we go on. So it's very exciting. And I do think that we're going to exploit that strength to help us navigate the injuries for the starting rotation. So we're really lucky that we have that available to us. Yeah, that's what I think.
We got some breaking news. We got some good news, Yankee fans. We got some good news, Yankee fans. Shout out to Andy Martino. Shout out to the 4 Train Savages, right? This was posted earlier today. When it comes to Giancarlo Stanton, we got an update. Andy Martino says, I am told that Stanton responded well to the PRP shots and should be back to contribute before too terribly long.
That's the best.
So Giancarlo Stanton should be back. That is music to my ears because this lineup, we are desperately going to need right-handed power. We are definitely going to need Giancarlo Stanton. And I know this may be too much pressure to put on Big G because of the injuries that he's dealt with. With Juan Soto leaving, we need Giancarlo Stanton to have, if not his best season as a New York Yankee, his second to third best season as a New York Yankee. We need Giancarlo Stanton to contribute more than we've ever needed Giancarlo Stanton to contribute this year from the right-hand side of the bat. We know what Aaron Judge is going to give us from right-hand side of the plate. We need Giancarlo Stanton to be a big power threat for the Yankees, and I'm happy that we got that news from Andy Martino. Thank you, Future, for dropping it in the chat. Big Future is in the building. I appreciate you. Big Ed NYC with the $5 super chat, helping us keep the lights on over here at Uptown Sports TV. He says, opening day is here. Wepa, watching the game from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Shout out to you, Big Ann. I expect the Yankees to make some trades to bring a starting pitcher from San Diego or Miami. Hey, guess what? You know what? I got a notification on my phone yesterday from TikTok Grace. They let you know last year at this time, this is what you did last year. So last year I had put a video out, and that video was when Brian Cashman traded for John Birdie. Right now is the year anniversary of that trade. So right before opening day started last year, Brian Cashman made a trade for John Birdie. I know there's some rumblings. I know we got the official roster, but maybe if someone shake loose, I'm not sure if it's going to happen today, tomorrow, over the weekend, maybe Brian Cashman trades for a player, or maybe he trades for a player after the first 2 weeks of the season. Because that's what happens. You got veterans on your roster. You wait 2 to 3 weeks or that first month so you can manipulate the service time of your young players. After that first month, a team can call up a young prospect and a veteran could be released, and maybe that's a player that the Yankees pick up for the bench. I don't know. I'm just happy I got that news for Giancarlo Stanton. I forgot the bullpen. I was about to be like, I forgot what we was talking about. The bullpen. Devin Williams, the airbender. It's his free agent year. It's his walk year. He'll be a free agent next year. I'm expecting big noise coming out of Devin Williams with the New York Yankees. When you look at Devin Williams, he has always been one of the top closers in all of Major League Baseball. A lot of people, they have the conversation, who's better, Emmanuel Clase or Devin Williams? That's a toss-up of who's number one and who's number two in all of Major League Baseball as a closer. Good thing, though, is when you look at both Devin Williams and Emmanuel Clase, both of them were burned in the postseason. Emmanuel Clase was burned in the postseason by the New York Yankees by Aaron Judge. Devin Williams was burnt in the postseason by the New York Mets and Pete Alonso. You got to ask yourself, what hurts more, the Pete Alonso home run or the Aaron Judge or the Yankees beating up on Emmanuel Clase? I think it's a Clase one just because the Yankees, it was multiple outings that the Yankees taxed his ass, you feel me? With the Devin Williams one, it was just that one game that was the home run and the Mets was able to advance to the next round. So it's 50-50 of which one was worse. But I feel, again, experience is valuable. Going into the postseason, pitching in the postseason is valuable. And I think Devin Williams got that experience, and I think he'll be better this year, personally, in my opinion.
Didn't
Also,
Judge and
Stanton
G
took him
go
deep,
back
too.
to back?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say Judge.
think
Yeah,
they did.
Stanton and Judge went back to back on that
We're
ass.
right here.
Hey, that was electric. And Stanton hit that shit on a line too, man. That got out of there real quick against one of the best closers. But to both of you guys' points, yeah, I'm right there with you. Our strength, here's the one thing. When it comes to the bullpen, I always feel like it's plug and play. As long as you got Matt Blake, you can throw anybody in there. He's got that secret sauce. Like, Tim Hill looked really good for us last year. A guy like Luke Weaver, who emerged as our closer last year, he's a guy that can give you 2 innings out of the bullpen. So at any given day, I do feel like if the Yankees have a lead after the 6th inning, it should be GG's with the bullpen that we have. Am I concerned that Boone, like to Grace's point earlier, might tax the bullpen? Yes, because that's what he does. Aaron Boone at any given time, 4th inning, like he's already starting to be on the call, to warm somebody up. But we are getting some pieces back, like Grace said. Jonathan Weisger is coming back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Also a big name. Also another name that no one really talks about that much, Ian Hamilton. I expect a big year out of him. He's a solid arm for us when he's healthy. So this bullpen is a solid piece. Also, Fernando Cruz was added as well. I'm saying a good strikeout guy. So I do feel like our bullpen is our best piece. And like I said, if we get a lead after the 6th, I do feel like it's lights out.
Yeah, and also we're still waiting on Jake Cousins to come back, right? That's another solid piece from the bullpen. If Jonathan Loaisiga is healthy, that is a dangerous option to have coming in the 6th inning, because that's how early he could come in the 6th inning. Because when you look at it, you're moving everybody back. When you bring in Devin Williams, Luke Weaver's not your closer. He's your setup guy. Ian Hamilton is not your setup guy. He's your 7th inning guy or your 6th inning guy. And the big key for this Yankee bullpen is the fact that Luke Weaver could pitch multiple innings. Yes. Luke Weaver at any time, if you want to give the rest of your bullpen off, he could come in that 7th inning. He could pitch the 7th, he could pitch the 8th, and he can pass the ball over to Devin Williams. And I think that is a solid option for the New York Yankees to have. You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Also, Mark Leiter Jr. Yes. Let's not sleep on him. I mean, he was who expected him to have the postseason that he had? Getting added after the injury to Ian Hamilton, coming in, closing out game. I mean, like, he got in high leverage situations. He was a closer before. So not only do we have Devin Williams, closer, Luke Weaver, former closer, Mark Leiter Jr., former closer, Jonathan Loaisiga, nasty enough to be a closer. I mean, we have so many weapons in our bullpen. When they're healthy, it's going to be like crazy for the other team to try to score late innings. I mean, I'm really excited about that. Do you like Mark Leiter Jr.? I
do. And he was like, when they initially got him, it made me scratch my head because of what we gave up. A lot of Yankee fans were high on the prospect that we gave up. He got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but when it came down to the playoffs, he looked electric. He looked really good. Another thing I'm also going to add in there, it's addition by subtraction. Tommy Kahnle's no longer here, throwing 100 changeups in a row. So that's definitely going to help us out as well. And at the end of the day, like bullpens, trade deadline, this bullpen's also, the Yankees are going to add arms to the bullpen. Yeah. That's what on the trade deadline, because that's what we do. So the one thing is, our bullpen will be electric. Luke Weaver, Ian Hamilton, Loaisiga, and
an extra lefty with Ryan Yarbrough as well. So now we have 2 lefties, Yarbrough, Tim Hill. We got Mezek as well from the Braves. I know he was injured in spring training. We didn't see that much of him, but those are 3 options, 3 lefties coming out the pen. Last year we only had Tim Hill, right? Last year we had what was this guy? I forgot those fucking idiots' names from the Dodgers that we traded for. Oh my God,
Caleb Ferguson.
Oh my Caleb fucking Ferguson. Thank God we don't have.
But he didn't do well here. But
it was Caleb Ferguson, and who was the other lefty that we had? There was another lefty that we traded Sweeney for him with the Dodgers. Oh my God, I'm blanking out his name. Folks in the chat, let us know. We had 2 lefties last year. Both of them didn't last to the All-Star break. We got rid of them by the All-Star break.
Tompkin? He's not.
No, not Tompkin. Not Tompkin. He
was a good story though.
Gonzalez.
He was.
Victor Gonzalez. Yes, thank you, Hector.
Oh yeah,
Victor Gonzalez. Yes.
Sorry, I blinked and he was gone.
Yeah, that train wreck. Yeah, definitely. But no, I do think that Mark Leiter Jr. Will be more confident, like D-Rod pointed out in the chat. And shout out to my guy D-Rod, appreciate you. I do think that Mark Leiter Jr. will be hell of a lot more comfortable in New York pitching with the Yankees. That, again, experience in the postseason. I think Mark Leiter Jr. will have a better year this year. And that prospect you talk about, Hayden Wisniewski, the starting pitching prospect that the Yankees traded away. And it's crazy that everybody talks about how the New York Yankees, they can't develop starting pitching. Brian Cashman can't develop starting pitching. When in the past 3 or 4 years, the Yankees have traded upwards to almost 30 pitching prospects when making these trades, right? So for some reason, people like to say the Yankees can't develop pitching prospects, but for some asinine reason, we're trading away pitching prospects because other teams want them. It's very weird to me. But no, I definitely think that this bullpen will be solid. I think the addition of Fernando Cruz, that splitter that he has, him working with Matt Blake, he could take the fastball up there too, 96, 97 as well. But that splitter, he's a guy that, see, when Tommy Kahnle was throwing that changeup wasn't getting no swings and misses. Fernando Cruz is a guy that if he throws that splitter 20 times in a row, he may make guys swing and miss 50% of the time. That's how nasty his splitter is, right? And the roster is out. Future said the roster is out. Yeah. Let me go look it up, Future. I appreciate my guy Future with the solid updates in the chat. So Yankees roster, let's see what the Yankees.
Also, the last thing I'm gonna say about Mark Leiter Jr. too, the Cubs absolutely taxed him last year. You know what I'm saying? Like they made him eat a bunch of innings before we got him too. So he was a little gassed before he came here, but was able to find himself in the postseason for us.
Was he the one that took the plane ride and then like an hour and a half later he was pitching?
Yes.
I
think he was pitching the same day that the Yankees got him, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too.
I mean,
all right. So
like an inning. Yeah.
Here's the opening day roster for the New York Yankees. Appreciate my guy Future for dropping the news in the chat. But opening day roster for the Yankees, starting pitchers, Carlos Carrasco, Chi is on the mound. Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Clark Smith, and Will Warren as the 5th starter. Shout out to Will Warren, somebody who I had the pleasure of interviewing, who's a big Fortnite video game head. So shout out to Will Warren, my guy. Relief pitchers, Fernando Cruz, Brett Hedrick.
Where's Marcus Stroman?
That is a good question.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That was my question.
Yeah,
that was my question.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. This from Talking Yanks too. So this is not from LI Yankee King. So ain't no Marcus Stroman.
LI Yankee would have Will Warren at the number 1. So
am I freaking out? Is he okay?
No. We'll look into it right now. So you got Fernando Cruz, you got Brett Hedrick, Tim Hill, Yoranges Gomez, another Yankee prospect, Mark Leiter Jr., Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, Ryan Yarborough, catchers J.C. Escara, Austin Wells, infielder Oswaldo Cabrera, Jazz Chisholm, Paul Goldsmith, Oswaldo Peraza, Pablo Reyes, Ben Arroz con Habichuela Rice, Anthony Volpe, Cody Bellinger, Jason Dominguez, Trent Grissom, Aaron Judge, and here's the injured list. JT Rubaker, Garrett Cole, Jake Cousins, Luis Hill, DJ LeMahieu, Jonathan Loizaga, Tyler Mazik, Clark Smith, and Giancarlo Stanton. All right, so what I'm assuming is that whoever is in charge at the graphics department with John Boy Media, they messed up with the starting pitchers and meant to put Marcus Stroman instead of Clark Smith because Clark Smith is still injured right now, and they have him on the injured list. John Boy Media, if you need somebody to properly do your fucking graphics, you can shoot me an email. All right, I'm taking consultations if you need someone to properly do graphics for you. But no, that was the question that I had when I first saw the list: was where the fuck is Marcus Stroman? But after reading it and doing some critical thinking, I'm pretty sure that that's a typo. Marcus Stroman should be in there.
Concern there.
Yeah, Future said they deleted the tweet, so they might be fixing that as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah. So they definitely delete. Let me see if the tweet is still there. Let me refresh to see if the tweet is still there. No, the tweet's not there. They deleted
it. Okay.
Fake news brought to you by us.
Yeah, fake news brought to you by Yankees Morning Brew. Shout out to my guys, Spinning Mantis is in the building. Listen, minus that typo that's there. When you look at our infield, let's take a second to do that. Anthony Volpe, homegrown. Austin Wells, homegrown. Peraza, love him or hate him, homegrown. Cabrera, homegrown as well. The Yankees, they have homegrown talent on this roster. The baby bombers that came up with Aaron Judge is the only one left. Aaron Judge is the last man standing. You know what this is like? You guys ever watch the Muppet and Friends when they were kids? That's what this
Muppet
is like.
Babies?
Muppet Babies. There you go. Thank you so much, Grace. When they were babies, right? This is the Grace, you and I right here. This is what the New York Yankees. The Yankees have Muppet Babies around Aaron Judge. Okay, Aaron Judge is the teacher,
Oh
is the
my
lead
God.
at the daycare, and everybody else is Muppet Babies. That's what's going on with the Yankees right now. But this group of Muppet Babies, this group of baby bombers, the Anthony Volpes, the Jason Dominguez, the Austin Wells, were better prospects than the Clint Frazier's, Miguel Andújar's of the world. They were better prospects than before, than what we had. I know everybody says that Brian Cashman loves to hug his prospects. Jimmy Randazzo, hug your girlfriend, not your prospects. But I have faith that these young kids that we have right now are going to be solid contributors for this roster. I want to toss it over to you guys. What are your expectations for the Muppet Babies of Yankee Stadium?
Go ahead, Grace.
Go ahead. Okay. I was just gonna say, keep that same energy, y'all. Keep that same energy when the Yankees go back to back with Rookie of the Years, okay? Because that's what's gonna happen with my boy, Jason Dominguez, the Martian. He's going to win Rookie of the Year, okay? And when he does win Rookie of the Year, and the New York Yankees secure that bag for the second year in a row, I want y'all to keep that same energy out there, saying that we cannot come up with prospects and our farm system is cooked, okay? Because that's what's going to happen. Austin Wells is going to be an all-star. He was
Bingo.
a Rookie of the Year finalist last year. This year, he's going to be an all-star. Anthony Volpe is going to get another Gold Glove this year at shortstop. Count it. And, of course, we have Aaron Judge, the greatest right-handed bat in 100 years. And he came up where? In the farm. And don't forget about Luis Hill. He's coming back too. When he comes off the injured list, he's going to remind everybody who the f he is. Okay? So let me just say, I can't wait for this year. But keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Keep that. I'm laughing at Future. Future, you're a clown, my guy. Future's on one this morning. He says, breaking news, JC Escarra takes an Uber to the Bronx. Shout out to my guy.
Or did he
Future.
take one there? So yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Forever.
Maybe he was working at the time. But one thing I got to say is that that's JC Escarra's story. Is a beautiful story. I am wishing amazing things for him. Talking about that, right? The Battle of the Badges, they had that this past year, the Lindome series. JC Escarra was phenomenal in that series, in that league. He won the batting title. So I'm expecting big things from JC Escarra as a backup catcher. I'm expecting some solid things from Ben Rice as well. I think the Yankees, we're used to being top heavy. We're used to being just Aaron Judge or bust. But when you look at the rest of this lineup, when you look at Cody Bellinger, who could opt out if he has a solid year, but Cody Bellinger was a 250 hitter last year. If he was on the Yankees last year, he would have been the third or fourth best batting average on this team behind Judge and Soto. So like, a lot of people saying that Cody Bellinger is not like that anymore. I don't know what they're saying. Paul Goldschmidt as well. When you look at Paul Goldschmidt, one thing we struggled with last year and we may struggle this year with is hitting left-handed pitching. Paul Goldschmidt was a merchant last year when it comes to mercenary last year when it came to facing left-handed pitching. Paul Goldschmidt was a 280, 290 hitter versus left-handed pitching, and that's what we need from Paul Goldschmidt. If he could be that type of hitter from the right-hand side of the plate, facing a tough lefty, and then you have Ben Rice, who had an amazing spring training, who's put up amazing numbers in the minor leagues. If Ben Rice, who's still young, who's 26 years old, if Ben Rice was a player that was taken, and I keep on saying this, Ace and Grace, if he was taken in the first round of the draft, everybody, and then putting up the numbers he has put in the minors, everybody will be saying, this is the future Yankees first baseman. This is the first baseman that's on the rise. This is the guy that's going to make noise. But because of how he was drafted and because of where he fell and because of COVID and how he lost his college season, he wasn't able to get notoriety. He wasn't able to go on the college tour like a lot of players do when they're building up their draft stock. We're in March Madness right now. What happens in March Madness in the NBA and the NCAA, players use this opportunity to build up their value for the NBA draft. Ben Rice was never able to do that because COVID canceled the baseball season when he was in college. So I look for big things out of Ajo con Habichuela, Ben Rice, or I like to call him Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This team in general not only just feels different, it is different than last year. Think of last year's opening day. Assuming that Oswaldo Cabrera starts today at third base, we're only going to return 3 guys from 2024 starting lineup, and that includes Nestor Cortez as well. Everybody else is brand new to this team, starting on their opening day. If Paul Goldschmidt, Jason Dominguez, if you get even average play from them at first base and left field, that's exponentially better than what we got last year from Rizzo and Verdugo. So those guys should be able to fall backwards into some good stats. I'm excited for this year. The young Yankees are here. And I just expect them to do big things. Last year when Hal Steinbrenner came out and said, we might not have to operate with a $300 million payroll, a lot of people panicked and was like, oh, he's being cheap. He doesn't want to spend money. The way I took that is maybe he's saying with these young guys, we might not need to operate at over a $300 million payroll if you start paying some of these guys young and they start panning out. Anthony Volpe, Jazz Chisholm's also still young in his 20s. He'll get paid, but he's not going to break the bank. We got to, figure out the third base position a little bit. I really, really hope that Oswaldo Cabrera gets a fair shot and at being able to take the reins over, because I love Waldo. Ben Rice as well. He'd probably be, if it was for Austin Wells, he'd probably be our starting catcher. He's that good. But this team just feels different. You're young, energetic, faster, and I'm ready to go. I can't wait for 3 o'clock. Let's go.
I just want to say something a little bit negative, but actually it's positive to me, but it might come off negative, but anyway, I'm going to say it. The thorns in my sides of the New York Yankees are gone. Clay Holmes, I'm looking at you. Gleyber Torres, I'm looking at you.
I thought you was going to say one. I was like, where's Gleyber at? And then she said Gleyber lies.
He's my
thorns. Okay. So they are gone. And goodbye. I don't care if Clay Holmes goes and pitches his ass off and wins a Cy Young Award as starter. I don't care. And I don't give a rip how many home runs Gleyber Torres hits in a Tigers uniform. Bye-bye. I'm so happy. Okay, I couldn't be happier. I'm over the moon about these New York Yankees. Gleyber's gone and Clay is gone, and I don't have to sit there and sweat and scream and lose my mind over boneheaded plays in the infield and blowing 3 or 4 run leads in the 9th inning, okay? So with that in mind, I am really, really looking forward to Austin Wells this year. We've covered, a lot of his upside and what we expect from him. I'm really looking forward to Cody Bellinger this year.
Same.
Yeah.
His swing, the way he turns on those inside pitches. It is a thing of absolute beauty. I'm looking forward to Aaron Judge, obviously. We'll want to get Giancarlo back. Goldschmidt's defense is looking good. His bat is looking good. I'm looking for a big year from Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second base, but also on offense. Volpe is there. He's been solid in the infield, and hopefully his offense comes around. Oswaldo Cabrera is going to get a lot of time at third base. I hope that we see the slugging come back from Cabrera. Obviously, we've got so much to look forward to. I didn't even say anything about Jason Dominguez because I want to give him some time. But y'all are all going to see. Y'all will all see why this is our number 1 prospect in our system. He has been signed with the New York Yankees since he was 15 years old. He's been waiting for this moment. He's on the starting day roster, and he is going to prove why. He is one of the top prospects in all of Major League Baseball and the New York Yankees' top prospect. Okay, Give him some time, but he will come through. So much to look forward to this season.
I just got to say, folks in the chat, we got over 115 people rocking out with us. We got over 55 on YouTube. If you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're sitting at 27 likes on YouTube. Let's try to get the likes up to 50. Smack that like button. When it comes to subs, we're at 4,878, almost at 5K. So help us out. Let's get to 5K. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And like Grace said, talking about Clay Holmes and Gleyber Torres. I'm smoking on the Gleyber Torres and Clay Holmes pack this morning. I'm smoking on that Juan Soto pack this morning. That's what I'm doing. I'm hyped for this season. I'm hyped. Opening day is upon us. It's 11 o'clock. We're going to rock out for the next few minutes. Like I said, I'm smoking on the packs, the Juan Soto. You feel me? The Gleyber Torres. You feel me? It's a solid season. I'm hyped. I know how you Yankee fans are hyped as well. Hector, I appreciate you. Appreciate you for the subscribe. Alex Almonte in the building. Appreciate you. Christian Castillo in the building as well. Appreciate you. Anna Marie, you won last year. I think it was either last season or the season before last season. You won tickets to go to a Yankee game. So let me know for this season, right? Because we got to make that up, right? If you want to come with your significant other, a partner, a best friend, whatever it is, let me know and we will make that happen. Like I said, I will be at the stadium later on today. I will be at stands. I'll be leaving about 30 minutes, so I'll get to stands by 12 o'clock. Make sure you guys are there. If you're at the stadium, make sure you guys say hello, stop by, chatter for a little bit. This Sunday, I was going to go this Sunday as a fan, right? Just as a fan. But then my boss said, no, you got to work, mother flower. So this Sunday, I will be there. I got to, we're doing an interview we're doing an interview with Jackson Churio from the Milwaukee Brewers because he's going to win the Latino Rookie of the Year for the National League from last year. So we have an interview with him this Sunday. And again, when it comes to Juan Soto, as a Yankee fan, I said it when I was on New York One Spectrum. As a Yankee fan, it's a blow. It sucks that Juan Soto is in orange and blue over there in Queens, right? But as a Latino, I understand it sets a new precedent for every other Latino baseball player that comes after Juan Soto. We've seen for years Latino baseball players get the short end of the stick and sign early and don't maximize their value. We've seen it with Ozzie Albies. We've seen it with Ronald Acuna, especially the Latino baseball players that come from the Dominican Republic, that come from Venezuela, that come through the international signing pool, right? Those players, they sign early. Fernando Tatis, if he was to hit free agency, he would definitely get a $700 million contract, right? Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that's why he's talking the way he's talking about his money because of what Juan Soto signed, right? So Julio Rodriguez, he signed early also. If he would hit free agency, he would probably get a $700 or $800 million contract. So I like to look at it 50-50 down the middle. When it comes to the topic of Juan Soto most likely will win the Latino MVP for the American League. So we're going to have to present that award towards him. So that's why I like to just think outside the box. I know you made that face about Julio Rodriguez. You don't like Julio Rodriguez, Grace? You're not a big fan of J-Rod? You're not a big fan of J-Rod?
I wish he would come on with it. I mean.
Okay, well, maybe he gets some protection. He can have some solid numbers,
That's
put up
true.
some solid
That's
numbers
true.
in Seattle. Before we get out of here, just last thoughts. I'll toss it over to Ace, and then I'll toss it over to Grace to get our last thoughts. Ace, last
Do
thoughts
y'all
for
remember? Hold on, wait, Hector. Do you
Go ahead,
remember
Grace.
when Julio Rodriguez ran off the bag and then
just saw that
Austin
the other
Wells
day.
picked him off? You saw that?
I mean, the bat
forgot
was
about
coming.
that.
In all fairness, the bat was coming right at him.
It was.
Yeah.
But he forgot. I don't know where he was, and then when he realized he died, that was a good little moment. We were all laughing.
But a heads-up play by Austin Wells to stay
Absolutely.
with that, though, so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And Garrett Cole. Wasn't Garrett Cole on the mound and he was like, throw it over there?
I don't think that was Cole.
Oh, was
I don't
it?
think
Okay.
yeah.
I was thinking of a
No, because it was in
different
the ninth inning. It was in the
Mhm.
ninth inning.
It was
Oh,
late in the game.
That was the tying run on third.
one. It was? Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay,
was- Yeah, it was runners on first and third, nobody out, and that got momentum for us. So it was in the ninth inning.
I remember when that happened. His manager, if I'm not mistaken, said that they thought there was a pause in play because the bat came at him. So he thought the
That makes
umpires
sense.
must have paused the play. So that's why he didn't dive back like that. Again,
That makes sense.
if I have a bat flying towards my head, the last thing that I'm worried about is the umpire making a time on a play. I'm trying to duck my head so I don't get my head taken off, right? But again, smart play by Austin Wells. That's a heads-up play. And that's why Austin Wells, his baseball IQ is amazing. But I'll toss it over to you guys. Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la Islas in the building. We started the show early. We started at 10 o'clock today just because I'm about to get ready to start heading to Yankee Stadium for the festivities. So go ahead, Ace. Let's get your last words and then toss it over to Grace.
Baseball's back, baby. It's as simple as that. You know, the best time of the year are New York Yankees in the chase for 28. I expect a good season. 90-plus wins is what I'm going to go at. Originally, I had us at 97, but I think I'm going to have us at about 90. Win the AL East. You know, we're going to have a good young core. Aaron Judge get another MVP. We're good to go. I'm excited for this season, and I can't wait to call these games. I'm excited. Let's go.
Same. Go ahead, Grace. Throw it over to you. And I look forward to calling this season with my bestie, Grace Monroe. Go ahead, Grace.
I just want to say again, and I know I've said it before, but I just want to thank all of y'all for letting this Texas girl who loves the New York Yankees and loves New York City and all you crazy New Yorkers with all her heart come and talk about baseball with y'all, and that you've accepted me into the community. I know I have an accent. I know that I'm, not a typical person you would expect to talk about the New York Yankees, but I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for just letting me in the family, and go Yankees forever and ever and ever.
I just gotta say, Grace, you make me cry every time you bring up the fact that you're a little Texas girl, that you're so happy to have Yankee friends. But what I will say is that, Grace, that you are one of the smartest minds that are out there talking baseball, and I'm not gassing you up, and I'm not just saying that just to say that. I know I call you my bestie, but I truly mean that. You're amazing. I look forward to covering this baseball season with you. I look forward to covering with you, Ace. I look forward to being on with you on as well with Fuzz. Shout out to our friend Erica, who couldn't join us this morning, but I look forward to Erica coming on with Fuzz. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Make sure you guys are following us on the TikToks, because what I'm going to do is, after every Yankee game, I'm going to do my Yankees post-game show on TikTok. You have the Yankees Morning Brew will be on YouTube, but my post-game show will be on TikTok. The TikTok ban is supposed to happen April 5th. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. If it does, the post-game show will be on YouTube. So for the first week, the post-game show will be on TikTok until TikTok is banned. But again, I look forward to this baseball season. This offseason came and went like that. I look forward to not only covering the Yankees as a fan, as a content creator, but working media for Latino sports. I look forward to a full season of that. I'll be bringing you guys a lot of behind the scenes stuff from the Yankees. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I will be there Sunday working media. So you'll see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Shout out to my brother, Keith. Keith, I will see you there this Sunday as well. Keith, this we're going to have to make a pump fake, because my boss told me last night I'm going to have to be there early to work. So, Keith, you're going to have to be in your seat holding it down while I'm working, and I'll run back and forth to check in on my guy. But shout out to my brother, Keith. When we first started this podcast, Yankees Morning Brew, over on the Knights of Dejan channel, Keith is somebody that I know from real life. So this is my boy, this is my bro. I've known him for many years, and he was one of the first people that were in the chat from day one, when we had like 1, 2, or 3 people in the chat, and Keith was one of those people. Shout out to my bro, Keith. Love that brother. He's been supportive since day one. I look forward to being at the stadium with you, my guy. I look forward to everyone chiming in this year for the open panels. Dope conversation. Shout out to Hector. Shout out to Future. Spinning Mantis was in the chat. The only Dodger fan that we love is Nathaniel Crenshaw. Shout out to Nathaniel Crenshaw. Leon 15 was in the building. She's so true. Yankee country girl. She bleeds the pinstripes. Absolutely, Leon. Anthony Medina, I appreciate you. Kristen Castillo, appreciate you as well. Big time. Gregory Rain, appreciate you. Anna Marie. Theo Nosebleed as well. If I didn't say your name, I do apologize. Alex Almonte, appreciate you. And until next time, everybody, drink some water. Stay hydrated. I know this is the end of Ramadan. Ramadan is coming to an end tomorrow. Eid al-Fitr is over the weekend. So if you're celebrating Ramadan, if you're fasting right now, make sure you guys have a happy fast. Make sure you guys have a happy Ramadan. Drink some water. Say something positive about yourself. And until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm the Ace.
I'm Grace Monroe.
This is
Yankees Morning Brew.
This is. He was like, I'm Ace. It just did that.
But well, Grace pointed the other way, like we got
That's
somebody
because
else on
I always
screen.
get
Like,
turned around. I'm sorry.
Nah, but this was a great conversation. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And until next time, deuces, everybody. We are.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.